News when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Monica Ricks. President Trump is doubling down on his administration's efforts now to deport migrants and has paused all immigration application processing from Afghan nationals following the shootings of 2 National Guard members in D.C. yesterday by a man from Afghanistan.
We must now re-examine every single alien who has entered our country from Afghanistan under Biden, and we must take all necessary measures to ensure the removal of any alien from any country who does not belong here or add benefit to our country.
The suspect was identified as an Afghan refugee who came to the U.S. after the Taliban's takeover in 2021, but he had just been granted asylum by the Trump administration in April. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth now says the Pentagon's doing everything it can to protect the nation's capital.
We will secure our capital. We will secure our cities. In fact, this happened just steps away from the White House. It will not stand.
The president has asked for an additional 500 troops to be deployed to D.C., but that shooter is in custody, and at last check, the guardsmen are still in critical condition. At least 55 people have now died in a deadly apartment complex fire in Hong Kong, where fire officials spent the night searching for trapped residents. Hundreds are still missing. 3 men from a construction company have been arrested on suspicion of manslaughter. A judge in New York who oversaw the sex trafficking case against Jeffrey Epstein has ordered the Justice Department now to take new precautions to protect the privacy of victims after some of the women's names were made public when Congress released a trove of documents. The DOJ has till Monday to privately show him information it seeks to release and provide a detailed description of the privacy process to protect Epstein victims. The documents are part of the Justice Department's request to unseal material from the grand jury that indicted Epstein in 2019. The Federal Reserve has released its Beige Book, and it shows little change in U.S. economic activity in recent weeks, with overall consumer spending declining, except among high-end shoppers. Employment was also down slightly, and prices rose moderately. It helped boost stocks, which closed in the green Wednesday for its 4th straight session. U.S. markets are closed now for Thanksgiving, but stocks are still trading overseas. In Europe, the FTSE in London is down about 0.1%. The CAC in Paris is pretty flat right now, and the DAX in Germany is up about 0.2%. The Nikkei in Japan closed up 608 points, about 1.2%. The Hang Seng in Hong Kong and China's CSI 300 were mostly unchanged. Mart shares jumped the most in 3 months, leading a broad rally in China's consumer stocks after Beijing announced new measures to boost spending. The Labubu maker's stock climbed as much as 10% today after China unveiled plans to better align supply and demand for consumer goods. It's banking on big sales from global fans for Thanksgiving and Christmas. Toyota sales advanced in October as U.S. demand helped make up for a downturn in China and Japan, thanks to strong demand for the RAV4 compact crossover and other vehicles. Global sales climbed 3%. Toyota's nearest rivals, Honda and Nissan, both saw sales declines in October. Chancellor of the Exchequer, Rachel Reeves, announced $34 billion of tax increases in the UK this week in a budget that seeks to balance the demands of both bond traders and restive labor backbenchers. She spoke about the budget exclusively with Bloomberg.
I was always clear that I would never play fast and loose with the public finances because it's ordinary working people and businesses that pay the price when that happens. So these are the fair and necessary choices in the circumstances that I faced. But what I'm now determined to do, more than ever, is to grow our economy so that we have the revenue both to keep taxes down and also to fund our public services.
Chancellor of the Exchequer Rachel Reeves on Bloomberg TV. Here at home, FedEx plans to cut hundreds of jobs in Texas after a third-party logistics customer moved its business to a new location and different company. More than 850 workers will be affected. The move comes towards the end of a turbulent year for the logistics industry, jolted by President Trump's trade policies. FedEx is also undergoing major restructuring to merge its air and ground shipping operations into a single network. As millions hit the road over the holiday weekend, prices at the pump won't be too bad. According to AAA, averages are hovering just above $3 a gallon. But Gas Buddy's Patrick DeHaan says they could be even cheaper this winter.
I think we're going to see more months, more days below $3, potentially than above $3. So I think this sets us up for a very good 2026. Now, maybe a little front end loaded with lower prices in the first half of the year than the second half of the year.
Hear more from Patrick DeHaan on the Bloomberg Balance of Power podcast. He says prices tend to spike heading into spring and summer.
The dream team.
And it'll be a battle at the box office this Thanksgiving weekend, with Disney's Zootopia 2 expected to top Wicked for good with as much as $150 million in ticket sales over the next 5 days. Wicked could make another $100 million. But even that huge haul may not even touch last year's Thanksgiving weekend totals. Wicked Part 1 and Moana 2 generated a combined $422 million. And that's news when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Monica Ricks, and this is Bloomberg.